Hi, these comments are for Gigi. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. And I'm listening to a speaking practice test that you sent me, I think, yesterday. And I'm getting ready to listen to it. So here are the actual speaking rubrics right here for ETS. And this is the email that you said. You say, hello, I'm studying diligently on the pronunciation sections you recommended. Good for you. I think this is one of my shortcomings preventing my journey to score 26. Yes, it is. Sir, I sent you speaking practice in the meantime, thus I don't feel I've abandoned the real meat, the speaking practice. See, that's where people kind of get misled. They think, and you think, that the most important thing that you need to do is to simply do speaking practice tests over and over and over, and that's not going to get you your desired result. Remember that to improve speaking involves a lot of different things. You have to improve vocabulary, for example. You need to have better control over your language use. You have to have better, clearer, more fluid pronunciation. All of these things are important, not just completing a speaking practice test. All right? So the question is, do you agree or disagree that students should be graded for their participation? Okay, here we go.
Should be graded for their participation in the class because this will encourage students to focus on lectures in the classroom. I remember when I was a high school student, our biology instructor.
Now, if you say I remember, you might preface that with to illustrate or for instance, case in point. Use a transition word right there, and that helps tell us you're now going from a main idea to a more specific detail, and it makes the connection of ideas more clear to your audience.
Used to give us points when we answer questions, so every student in the classroom was focused on the lectures so that they can answer questions which came between the classes. Second, participation in the class.
What kinds of questions could you get answered or could you ask?
Helps students to develop their communication skill. Therefore, they can feel confidence in order to express themselves in front of their co-workers or their peers.
And what about you? What about your specific situation? Do you feel that being graded on your participation is advantageous or not? Do you have a specific example? Maybe you've taken a class, and in that class the professor graded or did not grade participation. How do you feel that you benefited from that? What was that class, right? So those are the examples that you didn't really give. You probably have an example to support it, but maybe you couldn't think of it, didn't want to use it. Okay, let's listen to the practice test one more time. Yeah, I'm thinking looking at the rubrics, I'm thinking 2.5 to 3. Your speaking right now is fair. That's where I would put it right now. I'm going to say maybe 18 to 19 points out of 30 on this practice test. Let's listen to it one more time and I'll see if I make any changes.
I agree with the statement that students should be graded for their participation in the class because this will encourage students to focus on lectures in the classroom. I remember when I was a high school student, our biology instructor used to give us points when we answer questions. So every student in the classroom was focused on the lectures so that they can.
Yeah, this is a good example. I missed this. This is a good example to illustrate your point.
Answer questions which came between the classes. Second, participation in the classroom helps students to develop their.
Well, it's not just participation, but grading participation helps, blah, blah, blah. So every professor encourages participation. The question is, should it be graded? Why or why not?
Communication skill. Therefore, they can feel confidence in order to express themselves.
You might say, if they know their participation is going to be graded, then students will be more likely to speak and participate in class, which boosts their speaking confidence or something.
In front of their co-workers or their peers.
Okay, you did indeed give a good example for that first idea, so I think that was strong. Still, delivery is not that great. You got to work a little bit more on that. You're having some word stress shift issues, some problems with your overall intelligibility. That means keep working in the pronunciation part of my course. Stay focused on vowel and consonant sounds. This is a good thing for you to focus on right now. Overall, I'm going to give it a little bit higher. I'm going to say 20 to 21 points out of 30 on this practice test. All right, thank you.